Good evening, my beloved twin flames. Well, this is the second time I have to do this video because there are energies interfering not to get this video uploaded. So, well, there is a very happy energy around me, very beautiful. I want to thank all my new subscribers for subscribing on my channel. Welcome to our community. And I'm very, very grateful for all your shares and all your likes and the sharing of your journey. So please do and continue with this, so I know where my energies are going through. If you're replying on my videos, I know in the collective energy and in the general energy where the energy is going through. So know that this is a general reading. Please swap the genders if you need to. Male, female, masculine, feminine energies. Know that the masculine energy can have a feminine energy and that the feminine energy can have a masculine energy. So well, let's go on with the take 2 of this video. What's going on in the masculine's mind space? Healing. He knows that he needs to heal. He knows that he has to release the chain of conditioning, the chain of karmic partners, and he has to go to the light. And the healing light is coming from Mother Earth, but also from the top of his crown, from the energies from above. He's getting healing energy from his divine feminine. There's a lot of healing coming through. And he knows that he needs to break with the past. He knows that he needs to break with the past of conditioning, of patterns, of old paradigms, of old belief systems that made him feel small, that made him feel not worthy. He knows that he needs to break this chain to evolve and to grow into a next step with his divine feminine. Also, for a lot of from a lot of twin flames out there, the divine masculine will break with the karmic. He will break the chain and he will break the control that she has over him. And he is breaking that chain. He is going to his heart space and he knows that he needs to heal from this and that his divine feminine is waiting for him to return in union. And it's very hard from the energies behind it because there's a lot of envy going on. There's a lot of chaos going on. There is a lot of, and if it's not, if the divine masculine hasn't cut the karmic out or the third party out, it will happen because it's in his mind space. He knows that he needs to heal because he sees his divine feminine grow and he wants to do the same. So he needs to release all the thinking patterns that is in his system, and he's seeing it more and more and more. He's seeing it in his siblings, he's seeing it in his family, he's seeing it in his whole ancestral line coming back. And he starts to see, and he wants to heal it for his own, but also for the next generation, his children and his grandchildren. And he knows that he needs to do this not only for himself, but also for the collective. A lot of divine masculine are going to change now, and if they changing, they know that they don't even heal themselves, but they heal the whole masculine line in future time to be. So that's what he sees. He sees everybody growing. He sees everybody making decisions from their health. And let's see what's going on in his heart space. In his heart space is strengthening bonds. He knows that he needs to strengthen bonds with his divine feminine. He wants to go to the light, and he sees his future path with her on it. But then he needs to go to that light, take care with Mother Nature, withdrawn in Mother Nature, and walking the path of the ancients, ancestors of Mother Gaia, that will hold him and support him in his journey and in his healing process. And I hear the number 8. The number 8, I don't know what's this number. Oh, this is a new beginning. The number 1 of new beginnings. So I hear the number 8, and I see probably it will take the healing. Oh, here it is. 17, healing. The 1 and the 7 is number 8. Wow, it's amazing how I get all these confirmations. So it will probably take 8 months from him to heal, to come in his strength. And that's the springtime, right? And this is the wisteria. Wisteria is blossoming in springtime. So I think that in his heart space, he goes to his divine feminine, and that will be in spring. It needs a new time. It needs a new cycle. When the seed starts to grow into the earth. And I think it's probably around Ostara. I'm just calling Ostara because I have the feeling it has to be Ostara for the wisteria to blossom. So new beginnings. He probably will finish off, during the old cycle, the cycle of the energies that he needs to work with the wheel, the wheel of oh my gosh, let it go. Yes, the wheel of life, circle of life, sowing, ending, closing off, going within and heal. And that's what he needs to do. How does he see his divine feminine? He's dreaming about his divine feminine. He is daydreaming and making decisions for himself, going within, seeking the balance between two, and speaking his truth, grounding his truth into the earth, standing firm, and choosing the way of the heart, opening his heart for the truth that's going within his heart. And he's daydreaming about his divine feminine. She's on his mind all the time. And he needs to ground that energy. He knows that she is grounded and that she's connecting with earth and with spirit. And that is in alignment with his journey. So he is dreaming about her, maybe in his sleep, dreaming about her, making a decision for a new path with her. That's how he sees the divine feminine. It could also be that the divine feminine is have daydreams about the divine masculine and making decisions on her own. It could be that's how he sees her, you know. That's how he is perceiving things from the divine, and he is daydreaming about her and making decisions, and that's what's going on in his field of how he sees the relationship and how he sees his divine feminine. She is making her dreams come true. That's also what he sees, you know, that she is making her dreams come true, and that she makes decisions on the divine mother of the divine energies that comes through. She is not listening to her mind anymore. She is making decisions on what she gets from spirit, and then she goes in the flow, and he knows that she is following her dreams. What's in the divine feminine's headspace? It's the balance between the masculine and the divine feminine. He sees that, as she knows that she is in balance with her masculine and her feminine side, and he probably sees that too, you know, that she is in this balance. The divine masculine is supporting the divine feminine within herself. So it means that there is union in the heart space. The divine masculine was always fighting the divine feminine. He wanted to have control over her, and the divine feminine is now saying, I want you to work with me and support me so we can be in union as a total, as I can be in union and in balance with you. I don't want to fight you, I just want to love you, because there's only love. The highest way and the highest good is the love, you know. So it's from the heart space, and they coming together. And the divine masculine, he also knows, and he also sees this, that she can make decision from the logic and the masculine way, and that she feels into the feminine way, because that's good and that will support her feminine side to do the things that she needs to do on her own. And the journey is, you know, the energy and from the feminine and the masculine within yourself. If this is out of balance, you know, your divine feminine will reject your divine masculine and fight your masculine, and the masculine will fight the feminine for taking space, or for her love that she's sending out. And that needs to be in balance. If that's in balance, you know, you're heart-centered and nobody else can get you out of balance anymore. There's a lot of energies going on at the moment in the collective, with envy, with jealousy, with taking control over other situations, of pushing, of domination, of fear and chaos. It's total chaos in the collective, and maybe you feel it, or maybe you don't. But I feel that all these energies are trying to block everything what's going on, because we had 2 beautiful portal days and everything went in flow. And when you support yourself, everything will go in flow. You will release, you will get more energy, and when you go in flow, You're going into your heart space. And then that's funny, because here says believe, and belief is an old paradigm. It's an old system, because just be who you are, and don't believe the lies. Don't believe the ego that's telling you what to do. Go to the light and let yourself follow by the light and the energies that will go in flow, and you will succeed in everything. You will succeed in everything what the divine has to give you. When you go in flow and you let yourself drifting in this boat on the ocean, and go with the river, or go with the ocean, and go with the movement, then you will succeed in every way, because there is no resistance. The resistance is from the ego, and the ego is a lie. So don't believe everything the ego says. Don't believe what people say. Don't believe what I say. Feel if it resonates. If it resonates with you in your heart, in your core, then you know it's also your own truth. So just be, and leave all the lies behind. Leave the 3D matrix. Leave the 3D paradigm thinking. You know, even if they say, oh yeah, but the past is the past, and you have to break free, and you have to leave these people behind. No, that's an old paradigm thinking. Everything can change when you go in your heart space, because your heart space is unconditional love, and unconditional love is not from the mind. Unconditional love is here, and this unconditional love has no judgment over what somebody else did in the past. And the divine masculine, they carry the guilt. They carry the guilt because they know what they did in the past to their divine feminine. They know why he hurt her. And it was unconscious, and if it was conscious and directly towards her, then he will regret it, because karma will come and kick in. And I feel also a lot of the divine masculine are going to the dark night of the soul now, because karma is coming back to them for what they did to the divine feminine. And it's not gloating about the karma. Karma is for everybody different. We all get karma. We can have dharma, the good karma, but we also can have the bad karma. So if you did something bad to your divine feminine, and your divine feminine is making different decisions for her journey, and let go of everything and go to the light, and not interact with the lower vibration of the divine masculine, of his shadow side, of everything he did to her, she moved on. She let herself drift on the ocean and say, I believe, I trust. I trust. I don't believe the lies that what he did, because I see his light. And when I see his light, I know there is goodness. And all these things that he connected to the past, to his shadow side, to a karmic, to everything, she will let it go, because there is where she wants to go. She wants to go there, and she let go and moved on to the light. And that is her strength. That's the strength of the divine feminine, and that's in her heart. She knows when she follows the light, that she will be successful in everything she does. She will succeed to see the light in someone instead of judging them. So and also the divine feminine is still learning. This is still, it's not that the divine feminine knows better. No, we are still on this journey. We're still learning. We're still shifting to 3D, 4D, 5D, and higher dimensions. So, and those shifts are different. When you go into 3D matrix, you will shift automatically in a lower vibration, but you need to turn it around and keep that energy up in a higher vibration. And if that is if that means that you need to make decisions on your own to move forward and to focus on your own journey, then you need to do this. How does she see the divine masculine? That he needs to change his focus. He needs to change his focus and see through the veil. That see through the mist. I hear see through the mist of Avalon. You know, this mist is clouding your vision. But if you focus on meditation and on your third eye, you know, you can see through what's right in front of you. Not everything is on right in front of you. And it will set you free. The doves will give you peace, will give you freedom. And that's what the divine feminine sees about the divine masculine. That he needs to focus on the light. That he needs to connect with the birds, with the air, and that he needs to connect with Mother Earth and ground himself. He needs, oh, that's a nice one. He needs to go more up to the birds. And I also hear he doesn't need to listen so much to the birds, because those birds are putting negative things in his mind. He listened too much to the outside world. He listened more to friends and other people instead of his divine feminine, because he knew in his mind space that in his heart space that his divine feminine saw it right all along. But he was too much in his ego space to acknowledge it, to acknowledge what divine feminine knows, because she can see through the veil, and she can see what's behind it. And that gave a lot of resistance with the divine masculine. Resistance. He was fighting the divine feminine because he thought his ego and he was smarter than the divine feminine. And that was a fight. And that was his own fight within, because the divine feminine and the divine masculine within himself weren't in balance. So when he showed his vulnerability, his masculine was saying to him, or the masculine behind him, father or grandfather or other people, or maybe his mother, said, you know, you can't cry because you're not a girl. You know, you have to man up. And that's what's going on now. We need to heal from that. Also the divine feminine, you know, showing your tears was weakness. And now we can be feminine. We can speak up and we can see through the veil. We can see behind it to our ancestral lines, to clear and heal that. And that's what she sees with the divine feminine, that he needs to focus. What is supporting him? He's supporting to let go and to get detached. Let go of peace. Let go of freedom. He needs to free himself from the old paradigms, from the old energies, from the old conditioning, and stepping into a new world, stepping in the light. Also here, this light is really guarding him, is really supporting him, and it's the death. It's the death card. It's also the death and a new begin of 1 and 1 is 2, but also the 11 of the twin flame journey. A new beginning is starting for him if he let go of karmic or third situations, but also of the change, the people that chain him, that people that has expectations from him, people that controlling him, and it could be that the karmic is controlling him by playing on his guilt feeling, because they know he's an empath, that he is sensitive, and they work on his guilt feeling. And I feel there's fear of letting go because of the reaction that will come behind, that comes with it when he detach, when he is releasing it. There are two possibilities he can do. He can speak his truth and say it's over and I'm done with it, and take all the energy that comes towards him, all the accusations, all the anger, all the hurt that he caused, to carry that and to take it in, because that's what that it is what he's chosen. Or he can bleed it to death and just say, I'm out, I need time, I need space. And a lot of masculine are doing this because they can't handle the confrontation. So they just let things bleed to death. But I also see a lot of control of karmic energies, and wow, it's really, really, really intense for the divine masculine. But don't forget, the divine feminine had a lot to cope from the divine masculine. And even with that, in the mind space, you would say, leave it, get out of it, and release the divine masculine. But if you're from love, and when you're coming from your heart space, there's unconditional love, and you will forgive everything, because love is love and the rest is just an illusion. So what he sees in the relationship, that the relationship between him and the divine feminine needs to balance out. It's a circle of life. He's afraid that old patterns will repeat itself. But that's also a belief system that he believes in. It's also a lie. Because of the new energies, they will be a new circle. Closing off an old circle, getting in a new circle. Because both of them grew. They have a growth they need to go through together. They need to grow together. There is this circle that everything needs to be in balance. And when you're in the center of this circle, nothing from the outside can interfere with it, if you stay in your center of light. And then there are many things that needs to be in balance. The balance of how you see a relationship, the balance of love, the balance of giving and compassion, of learning and teaching. Time and space needs to have time. The material things needs to be in balance. You know, all the things that get you out of balance from the outside world, like material issues, like mind space of controlling people, or needs to have the need of control, that all needs to be in balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies. So that's what he's working on, because he knows when he's healing, he will heal his feminine, he will heal his future children, or he will heal his grandchildren. It's all in divine balance. What is the divine, supporting the divine feminine? The Maria Magdalena Rose line. She has a rose. She has the book of secrets, and that's the rose. The rose is love. The rose is the Maria Magdalena Rose line. It's clearing out ancestral lines. It's helping people. It's teaching how to do this, how to clear energies, how to go to a higher frequency, how to change the world, how to make earth grids, and all of this. That's what she's teaching, to get people more aware to a higher frequency. How does she see the relationship with the divine masculine? It's simply love. He needs to heal his inner child, hold his hand, supporting his inner child, being loving to his inner child, not letting him sitting alone in a corner, holding his hand, supporting him. He has the book of knowledge. Before the child came into this world, he came with this book of knowledge, with this light, of this inner light of being, of a light being. The source, he's carrying the source within himself in the book of knowledge. And the book of knowledge and the rules of knowledge is just simply love. Because if you walk in love, you open doors. And he probably needs to be a father for his inner child. What he didn't get from his father, what he didn't get from his mother, he needs to give to his inner child. So it won't be afraid. So it can enter the world in a new light and a new beginning. Wow. Let's see the next one. Wow. What is holding him back? What is blocking him? Envy. It could be that has envy towards his divine feminine, or envy towards someone who does better than he. There's a lot of jealousy, there's a lot of envy. Could be that he has envy because he sees his divine feminine is doing well, and that there are a lot of other men searching for attention with her. That could make him, envy. But I also feel, and I hear, there's envy of she is doing well. That she's doing well. Financially, emotionally, with her truth, with her speech, and with her love. And he wished that he could be there already. But he knows also that he needs to go to this healing journey. He wants to do a lot of things with her, but he's not ready yet. And that makes him envious, maybe scared of losing her again. So he wants to keep a close eye on her. And he also knows that there is envy from the karmic partner towards her. And that will block his connection. That is blocking his connection, and he knows it. He knows there's so much envy because if the divine feminine is with the divine masculine, the envy will come up. And she senses it. And she sends a lot of harsh words. She's putting him under pressure. And that is blocking his journey. He needs to know that this envy is an energy. He needs to know that this envy is an energy. And it's a low vibration. It's a low vibration. And what is he going to do about it? Ha! Wow, he has a contract. He has a contract with envy. And that can be that there is envy out of the family bloodline. That his could be siblings that are envious. Could be from a father or a mother line who is envious. And he needs to balance this scale. He needs to release this karmic contract with envy. That's why I said, it's an energy. Envy is an energy we can get rid of. And envy is because you think someone else has more than yourself. That's coming out of lack. Envy is coming out of lack. You're not having enough. You're not having what you want. If someone tells you, for instance, I buy a new car, and someone else says, oh, I buy a better car. What do you want to prove? I don't like your car because this car is better. There is no better, there is no good, there is no wrong. There's nothing unless you give it a meaning to. And if you think that your neighbor is driving a bigger car, and you think you don't earn enough money to drive a car like this, maybe you have to watch his bank account. Maybe it's all on a credit. You don't know. So there is no need to be envious about, because envious is the lowest energy there is. Envy makes you getting out of balance. And that's probably because the karmic is envious of the divine feminine and the connection with her divine masculine. And you know why? Because she probably knows that she did something wrong, or that she interfered, or that she lured the divine masculine into her cave, and it wasn't the right reason, because she was lonely. I also feel the divine divine masculine knows this. because the divine masculine didn't had enough courage to get into a new relationship. Wow, thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. And that's why the envy is coming, because they still have a good connection, and because the divine feminine is coming from a space of love, the envy will be bigger and bigger and bigger and growing with the karmic. So everything will come out of balance, and the divine masculine has a contract with it. The divine masculine has a contract with envy. So if he released the contract, and if there are masculines watching and you don't know how to release yourself from karmic bonds or karmic or contracts, please contact me and I can help you with it. It could be that a lot of, yeah, that's what I see. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Because when he released the contract with this envy energy and coming out of lack with himself, then he can release everything, because he needs to release. There's a lot of envy that gives him a guilt trip to the karmic, and that's what's going on. So please, girls who are watching and you are in a third party relationship, remove yourself from it. Prepare yourself and remove yourself from it, because you are the one who's getting attacked by the energies of envy, of anger, of all the things that is sending towards you. You will pick it up when you're sensitive. You will feel that there is another energy coming in between you and the divine masculine. If you are in a space together, and the karmic is sending a lot of envy or a lot of anger or whatever, towards the divine feminine, she will pick it up, because she's sensitive enough. She is so sensitive. And when you remove yourself out of the situation, you can contain your energy, you can stay stronger, and there's nothing to fight, because they're just fighting themselves. And because of this, you will grow, you will grow, you will grow, and you can come in and out and move around, so they can't attack you. So that is what's blocking, and I see he's getting it back in balance. He's getting it back in balance for himself. He is stopping with the contracts. He is disconnecting the contracts. He is going to look for it, and he needs to release the control on it. What is holding the divine feminine back? Indecision. She is in a pause. Shall she go the way of the divine masculine, or is there something else coming her way that she needs to follow? She has to make a choice. She has to make a choice. And I think that the choice is already made. I think a lot of the divine feminine made already the choice to walk her path, to walk her journey. Because when you're still in doubt, when you need to choose, you have to choose what feels right for you in your heart space. If that's the way of the divine masculine, you follow this way and you follow the journey. And if you know that this is your path and you don't want to do the journey anymore, you know, you take the other road, but you know both roads lead to nowhere. And both roads lead to something. Only you can't see it yet. And when you take the road and you make a decision, then everything starts to flow. But you need to make a decision. And you need to make a decision for yourself. Not for the divine masculine, not for a karmic, but for your journey. What makes you happy? And you need to focus. Some things, you know, the push when you're going into something and something isn't right or doesn't align with you anymore. You feel the push that you need to get out because you know deep inside there's something better for you. And when you resist and you resist, the push and the push and the push will only get bigger. Because your mind says, you know, no, I don't want to go that way because I need to hold on. And that's the wrong thing to do. You need to listen to the push. You need to listen to source. You need to listen to your body. And when you listen to your body, you can let go of everything. And you need to trust that the divine has already a plan for you. Yeah, and then I'm thinking about a song that came up to me yesterday. And it was about, don't you worry, child. Heaven got a plan for you. So trust this. Go and listen to this song. Don't you worry, child. Heaven got a plan for you. So it's also for the divine feminine to trust, to make a choice and go for it. You will never regret it because on both ways there's a lesson. The lesson of resistance is more resistance, is more hurt, more blocks. And when you go and you make a choice, what are you going to do about it? The divine feminine is taking the journey. Wow. Wow. A lot of the divine feminines are taking the journey of healing, the journey of learning, the journey to union. In everything that happened, she is in the past. Look at her. She is at the 0 point, sweeping stardust to the past and walking upwards to a new path. But she is walking the journey for her own. She is walking the journey of the twin flame. And when the twin flame comes together, the union starts and another journey starts, because they still need to learn from each other. But till that time, she journeys on. And the light is guiding her feet. The light is shining on her path. And she is throwing stardust, healing light to the past. So that can clear out. So she's not waiting. She has her bags packed and she is ready for a new journey, ready. it also can mean that a lot of divine feminine are going to travel and really going for the intuition. Well, what will combines them together? That was interesting because they're flipped out 3 cards this time on what will combine them together. And this one was with the garden and the gate. You know, the divine masculine looking behind the gate to his divine feminine who is out there. And he is standing here behind the gate. He wants to open the gate. He wants to go to that light. He wants to go to that light. He wants to open that gate and go through, but he doesn't know how, because he's caged. He is behind the gate and he's looking through the gate and looking through the light, and how the heck do I get out of here? I want to go over there. I want to get into the wide world, and I want to do the things with my divine feminine. I want to walk with her. I want to travel with her. I want to journey with her. But I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck in a relationship that doesn't work. Seeing the grass wasn't greener on the other side of the gate. Wow, thank you, Spirit. Spirit is guiding me all the way through this reading. And you know, most of the people who watching this reading weekly, they know a lot of things get channeled, and that I don't really, sometimes I don't read the cards, but it's just the channeling that's coming through. And he knows that he can make it with support of his divine feminine. And his divine feminine says, I will open the gate for you. You can hold my hand and I can walk you through step by step. But you have to open that gate. You have to make the step to be guided, to accept it. And I'm the light. I can transform everything I want to. And I am working more and more on my light, because I also have some healing to do. And that will combine them. That will combine them. It will be healing and love for both of them. And they both need to open that gate and go through, and not be feeling scared or rejected. And the fear is holding the divine masculine back. Fear of stepping out in the world, and fear of being alone, of going traveling on his own, or fear going into the wild world. The wide world is calling him, because his inner child had a lot of rejection, but I see his soul getting healed from that. His soul is getting healed from that. He's getting healing on his soul, on a soul level, I feel. Wow, thank you so much, spirits. You know, his divine feminine is opening the gate. And what she's doing, she's carrying the connection. She is loving him, and she's carrying for him. He is caring for her. He will take care of her, and she will take care of him. These are the lovers. He supports her. He gives her presents. He wants to give her flowers. He wants to nourish her and hold her, whilst she feels supported by the masculine. If he shows her that he cares, she feels supported. And just that's what she's doing right now, also for her own masculine, inner and inner feminine. That's what I told you with the balance card, with this card. That the inner feminine and the inner masculine are not fighting anymore, but that the masculine is supporting the divine feminine. And that's exactly what happens. And that will combine them both. So he is probably supporting his divine feminine, but also supporting his feminine energy within himself, and accepting that feminine energy in himself, and that he can be vulnerable, and that he don't always have to be in this masculine energy, you know. So that's combining them. And what will the overall energy from this is the sixth chakra. So his probably he's going to meditate, and the angel of the sixth chakra, Archangel Uriel, she will support his vision. She will support his third eye chakra. And what will bring them together? The woman with the heart. The woman who has his heart. He knows who has his heart. He knows who has his heart. And who he always loved. And he will always come back to. Even if it's for learning or feeling comfort with her. He is more, he feels more safe with her. He feels more safe with her because he's growing. And her heart is opening his heart. It's not by thought. It's a feeling. It's not a thought about love. It's a feeling. It's in his heart space. It's deep. It's a very, very, very deep connection. And the divine feminine will never give up on this connection, because he is carrying her heart. And that's the twin flame. They both are the same, masculine and feminine, and they both have the same things they need to heal from. And they will get healing. They both get healing on the second chakra. The second chakra, the sexual chakra. It could be that the divine masculine is impotent with his karmic. It could be that there are issues of trauma that is not, he's not getting sexual aroused anymore. It could be that that he needs that he feels that it's not all about the sex anymore, and he is also getting healed on his second chakra, and that's the chakra of trauma. It's the chakra of deep healing, of manifestation. It could be that it isn't possible for him to manifest what he wants because he's not ready yet, because there needs to be healed. He needs to release the chain of what's holding him back. So this was an intense reading, guys, and I feel it in my system. I want to get a card of light beings, keepers of the light. Let's see what one card. Oh wow, 3 cards are dropping out. He sees the Maria Magdalena. He sees the teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anybody stop you. So that's for the Divine Masculine. Mary Magdalene energy. Follow the Mary Magdalene energy. The teacher in you awaken, the teachers of emotions. Mary Magdalene holds the rose line of the ancestral healing. So you have something important to share. Follow the inner call and don't let anything stop you. So go in the healing. Also, it could be related to work. You're at a space with your work that you need that energy to teach. Softness, humanity, and love. For the Divine Feminine, White Eagle, Ancestor Spirit. Connect with your lineage. A family wound or a pattern can be healed now. If it's different for you, swap the energies. If you think this is masculine, if you feel this is masculine energy, take it to your masculine energy. If you feel the Maria Magdalena suits you, take the Maria Magdalena energy. Because it's not gender related. So connect with your lineage. Family wounds and patterns can be healed now. So you won't repeat. If you heal those ancestral wounds, you won't repeat the same from the past, because you are the one who needs to make a change, because times are changing. You need to change for your children's grandchildren. You need to change for the next generations. So we're not healing for ourselves. Yes, of course we're healing for ourselves, but we also heal the collective energy. And then comes in the middle, the Holy Spirit. Expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally, and Spirit guides your back. Wow. Know that you get healed. And that's what I said already with the other card. Simply love. Love is love. There's nothing else than love. Love is real. The rest of the mind is all an illusion. And I rest my case with this. Next week, I still have openings for new readings, personal readings. Go to the description box below. If you like this video and you resonate with it, thumbs up, and see you next week. Blessings for you all. Bye bye.